Our guest today has been playing music since he was 10 years old. He's performed all over the country, but he calls Charlottesville home. Join us as we catch up with musician Michael Clem. Come on.
No, not ready.
Tell us how you got started.
Started on trombone and guitar almost at the same time, back in about the 5th grade. So that got me both clefs, the bass clef and the treble clef. And while I was picking up trombone, like most kids are picking up clarinet or trumpet in elementary school, this kid named Robbie just moved to the States from Geneva and played the talent show on guitar, and all the girls went nuts. And I said, that's what I want to do. So I asked him over my house, lured him in with some sandwiches after school in exchange for a guitar lesson, and that started the guitar.
And you guys were like 9 or 10.
Yeah. We did a Simon and Garfunkel thing throughout high school, and we had different bands that we played in, but then college we came back together again and joined forces in the Jellyfish Blues Band, and then that post-college grew into Eddie from Ohio, and
okay, yeah, so Eddie from Ohio. For those who don't know,
Eddie from Ohio, yeah, that's the 26-year-old folk power quartet from Northern Virginia.
Yeah, which has done incredibly well over the years. I mean, when I was touring and playing music, you all were just at the top of the market. Sold out shows, traveled all over the country, great harmonies. And 26 years later, even though you aren't doing it full time together anymore, they always sell out.
I got 2 states behind me. I don't need you to remind me. I'm still not getting anywhere.
Well, rattle off all the members of this great band.
There is Robbie Schaefer, my partner in crime since the 4th, 5th grade. Julie Murphy Wells. She was Julie Murphy when we started, and
incredible singer.
Yeah, she's our vocalist, and then our namesake Eddie from Ohio Hartness on percussion. So 3 of us are from JMU, and Julie's from Tech.
But it's not really named after Eddie, right?
We experimented with 2 names first. One gig we were 5'7", second gig we were the Beasleys, and then Julie suggested one at Eddie from Ohio. A gal I dated at the time designed a logo. It looked good on a T-shirt, and it stuck. That was that. Yeah, it was Eddie's nickname in college, so that's why we leaned on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in the last, I guess maybe 6 or 7 years, you've been focusing more on your own music.
Yeah, well, I relocated about 9 years ago from the People's Republic of Northern Virginia to down here in Charlottesville. Moved in with my brother, who had already been down here a good decade. And ever since my JMU days, I've always wanted to get back closer to the mountains. It's more my pace.
And you know everybody here.
I do now.
Well, when you walk in a room and you know everybody, it takes what, 5 minutes for you? You're faster than me.
It doesn't take long in this town. It's a deceptively small town.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. This has been a really fun thing we do here on Mondays, and what a great fellowship we have. That would get applause in other markets, but you guys can internalize that information if you want. I'm trying to be touchy-feely up here, having a moment. Never mind, you all mean nothing to me.
Name some of the other groups that you fill out.
Well, recently, ever since I picked up the upright bass here, I've been able to get some bluegrass gigs in a pickup capacity. But most recently, I got involved with a group called Susie and the Pistols, and that's with my friend Andrew Green from Roosevelt Dime and his wife Susanna Hornsby. And we brought my buddy Paul Rosner to play drums, and we do this Cajun tonk type thing. It's fun. And Matty Metcalf, a journeyman about town on music, he's a really good friend, and he's pulled me into a couple of his acts, Crew to Bayou and Jolie Fee, and he and I play every Monday night at the local. So I've dabbled in a lot of different things, and it's always been fun.
And look.
Yeah, I got a couple of clubs in my golf bag here.
Clearly you have options.
I can only play about 2 of them, but that's...
This is the guitar you learned to play on.
This was it, $12 from a yard sale. Oh, I just spent a small fortune on this local Rockbridge guitar. Yeah. And then I decided to photograph the 2 of them together, post it on Facebook, and my friend at Rockbridge said, Silvertone, our band King Wilkie recorded with one of those. That's a great guitar. Would you like to have it fixed up?
And
made it playable again.
And it feels good?
It does actually. Not anymore, but it did.
I'm sorry.
Grab your favorite
I just want
chord.
to feel it. It's just my size.
Yes, it's perfect. It's a little parlor-sized guitar. Those were available by Sears and Roebuck, the silver tone guitar, for $14.95 with a plectrum, a neck strap, and a 45 with how to play guitar. It was back in the days when Gene Autry and Roy Rogers were popular and people on little cowpoke guitars. But this is what I keep by my bedside, and if I want to noodle on something.
If you're writing songs, let's talk about songwriting. So you host the restaurant, the locals, Singer-songwriter night.
Singer-songwriter night every Monday night. It wasn't started by me. It was started by Jesse Harper and Brian Caputo about 2010. And I'd been on and off with them on bass, because what it is, it's a band backing up singer-songwriters in this open mic capacity. So it's unique in that regard. It's not just an open mic night. But one thing we do is we have a songwriting challenge every week. It's a prompt. And that's to write a song that meets a certain criteria, like write a song about a place name, write a song that incorporates a certain lyric, write a song about a telephone, write a song about cars, write a happy song in a minor key, or write a sad song in a major key.
Yeah.
And these are all prompt ideas.
Yeah.
And you're not required to do it, but if you're looking for inspiration, darn it if some people don't rise to the occasion.
A shot of whiskey, a dish of ice cream. I'll drive away on that, you can bet. I'll drive away in your little red Corvette.
One of our most popular, I'm inspired sometimes to contribute, was to write a song that incorporates the word defenestration in the lyrics.
Okay.
Do you know what that means, Terri?
No.
I think it'd be a good opportunity for a graphic to put it up as I describe
Lower
what
thirds.
defenestration is, the act of throwing someone or something out of the window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a song in there, and we had
Did you? And you that's one that you wanted to write.
I did. I never realized how much I wanted to write a defenestration song till I did.
There was a time I saw me on a float, showered by the ticker tape, kissing hands and shaking babies, weekends in the hills and summers on the Cape.
When you're writing, what do you like to write about besides throwing people out the window?
That's one idea. If it can start with the subject, it could start from noodling on the guitar and having a lick that, boy, this if I could just find a lyric that could wrap around this. It happens a variety of different ways. But I like deadlines. I like knowing that there's something that has to be ready for, because if there's no deadline, there's no inspiration to get it done in time.
Some of your songs are hilarious. I mean, sits to pee and you have the crowd, it's a call and response.
It's called Cowboy, and it's actually a very sensitive song. I wrote that tune during a hurricane when I was house sitting up in Falls Church.
There's a deadline.
There's a deadline, absolutely. Johnny Cash had just passed away, and I was thinking I wanted to write a cowboy song in the spirit of like Johnny Cash, but with a couple candles and 3 bottles of Pinot, I got through the night okay, and the guitar and a piece of paper. That's the song that came out of that night.
Well, and what's that other one? I can't even say the name. I'm going to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's the world's longest town name, and it's here on the most recent CD, and it takes up, it looks like a typo, but it actually
takes up the whole line.
Takes up the whole line there.
Say it.
I'm going back to Gaandale, yeah, I'll go to Schwindelbrug, to see it, go, go, go. I'm going back to Gaandale, yeah, I'll go to Schwindelbrug, to see it, go, go, go. I'm going back to Gaandale, yeah, we'll go to Schwindelbrug, to see it, go, go, go.
Oh, I'll say a huff and nail, gonna swoosh in my boat, nice to see you, ho, ho, ho. You said that the town sounds nice because you just said it thrice, so you can't be in that big a hurry.
That's a great segue, talking about making people laugh and sort of being center stage. You just started acting for the first time ever?
It's something that's always been on my bucket list. I even attempted to audition, but didn't get that far with a play that came through town, the Hank Williams story.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I contacted the director, but Eddie from Ohio was touring more, and they needed a couple of weekends I couldn't give, so it sort of killed the idea.
Right. So what was this production this summer?
I heard from a fellow at Heritage, works at the theater at UVA, James Scales, who's a longtime Eddie from Ohio fan, and he saw this play coming through. He knew I was local, knew I was in town, and he knew that I hadn't done theater, but I had some of the prerequisites in place. She hadn't acted before.
The other thing that's important in your world is family.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about your wonderful son, James.
Oh yeah.
Because he's a big part of your musical
I
career.
I hit the jackpot with family, and well, James's mother and I didn't last as a family unit. In '99, she went back to her homeland in England, and he went with her. So I've been doing the parenting thing transatlantic for since '99. A lot of travel back and forth over to England. It's just been that experience of going to England and visiting him, and then bringing him back here in the summers. And it's been particularly fun since moving down here to Charlottesville. I just love having him here for mostly the month of August.
Well, and he's one of your biggest fans, as was your brother John. Now, your brother John just passed away, but he must have been so influential in your career.
I couldn't have had a bigger supporter than him. I'm missing him greatly because I got to do all the PR that he used to do for me.
Yeah, he was quite a good PR guy.
I got to step up into self-promotion. Yeah, John, he's why I moved down here, because he'd been down here for about 10 years, and he'd been involved in social work with the ARC and with Region 10, and he got to know a whole lot of people through his work. He was actually a man of the cloth, a professed Third Order Franciscan. You know, I could will myself to cry over his passing at any minute, but I try to keep the positive memories going about him. He's just such a good soul.
Yeah, he would like that too, I bet.
Was that yesterday?
You've been doing this. You've been making a living playing music for decades, most of your adult life. What's
My
your...
advice: don't. No, it's a commitment, and you have to do it for the love of doing it. Don't expect overnight successes. Enjoy what you have in the moment, and keep your goals reasonable. Be true to your music. Work hard, play, and then play some more, and be nice to your fellow brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Charlottesville, Inside Out.